stop, quit team, on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars, one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive, in this race he will thrive. Pit stop, quick team, on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars, one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive, in this race he will thrive. Pit stop, quick team, on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Pit stop, quick team, on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard. Savage Duck on the track, zooming fast, never look back, flying past cars in a blur, F1 dreams he will conquer. Last on the grid he's starting, heartbeats race, engines roaring, corners tight, adrenaline high, victory calls reach for the sky. Passing cars, one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive, in this race he will thrive. Pit stop, quit team, on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars, one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive, in this race he will thrive. Pit stop, quick team, on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars, one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive, in this race he will thrive. Pit stop, quick team, on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Pit stop, quick team, on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights, fans all cheer, crowd goes wild, Savage Duck, victory style. Is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive, Savage duck on a track, zooming fast, never look back. Savage duck on a track, zooming fast, never look back. Flying past cars in a blur, F1 dreams he will conquer. Last on the grid he started, heartbeats race, engines roaring, corners tight, adrenaline high, victory calls reach for the sky. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Picks up quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights. Fans all cheer, crowd goes wild. Savage Duck, victory style. Oh. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. It's a quick team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights. Fans all cheer, crowd goes wild. Savage Duck, victory style. Oh! Savage Duck on a track, zooming fast, never look back. Flying past cars in a blur, F1 dreams he will conquer. Last on the grid he started, heartbeats race, engines roaring, corners tight, adrenaline high, victory calls reach for the sky. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Picks up quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be cars, one by one. Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights. Fans all cheer, crowd goes wild. Savage Duck, victory style. Oh. Passing cars, one by one. Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. It's a quick team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights. Fans all cheer, crowd goes wild. Savage Duck, victory style. Oh! Savage Duck on the track, zooming fast, never look back. Flying past cars in a blur, F1 dreams he will conquer. Last on the grid he's starting, heartbeats race, engines roaring. Corners tight, adrenaline high, victory calls reach for the sky. Passing cars, one by one. Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars, one by one. Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars, one by one. Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights. Fans all cheer, crowd goes wild. Savage Duck, victory style. Oh. Passing cars, one by one. Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. It's a quick team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights. Fans all cheer, crowd goes wild. Savage Duck, victory style. Oh! Savage duck on a track, zooming fast, never look back. Flying past cars in a blur, F1 dreams he will conquer. Last on the grid he's starting, heartbeats race, engines roaring, corners tight, adrenaline high, victory calls reach for the sky. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights. Fans all cheer, crowd goes wild, Savage Duck, victory style. Oh. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. It's a quick team on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights. Fans all cheer, crowd goes wild, Savage Duck, victory style. Oh! Savage Duck on the track, zooming fast, never look back. Flying past cars in a blur, F1 dreams he will conquer. Last on the grid he's starting, heartbeats race, engines roaring, corners tight, adrenaline high, victory calls reach for the sky. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars one by one, Savage Duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Pit stop quick, team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights. Fans all cheer, crowd goes wild. Savage duck, victory style. Oh! Passing cars, one by one. Savage duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. It's the quick team on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights. Fans all cheer, crowd goes wild. Savage duck, victory style. Oh! Savage duck on the track, zooming fast, never look back. Flying past cars in a blur, F1 dreams he will conquer. Last on the grid he's starting, heartbeats race, engines roaring. Corner sight, adrenaline high, victory calls reach for the sky. Passing cars, one by one, Savage duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick team on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars, one by one, Savage duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick team on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars, one by one, Savage duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Pit stop quick team on the toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights. Fans all cheer, crowd goes wild. Savage duck, victory style. Oh! Passing cars, one by one, Savage duck is having fun, doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. It's the quick team on their toes, fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped, speeding forward like a shot. Checkered flag in his sights, racing hard through the nights. Fans all cheer, crowd goes wild. Savage duck, victory style. Oh! Savage duck on the track, zooming fast, never look back. Flying past cars in a blur, F1 dreams he will conquer. Last on the grid he's starting. Heartbeats race, engines roaring. Corners tight, adrenaline high. Victory calls reach for the sky. Passing cars, one by one. Savage Duck is having fun. Doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick team, on the toes. Fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped. Speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars, one by one. Savage Duck is having fun. Doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick team, on the toes. Fuel and tires, then he goes. Back on track, can't be stopped. Speeding forward like a shot. Passing cars, one by one. Savage Duck is having fun. Doing laps, feeling alive. In this race he will thrive. Pit stop quick team on the
welcome everyone. This is round 1 of the RaceOnOz Division 4 group. I'm Savage Duck. I'll be your commentator for this evening. Any barn voices or sounds that are happening in the background, do apologise. This is me and my wife enjoying our time tonight. Go through the guys here are showing up today. We've got Anders back from a few seasons off. Probably one of the choice races here this evening will win this here at Spa. Weather looks a bit foul at the moment. Having here Easy Prey, he too's come back from a few seasons off. Messages from Discord all over the place happening around. Easy Prey, one of the reserve drivers, now making it full time. Wolfie61, father of Half Bite, another season made in a row. So we've got the weather coming down here at the moment. It's Dash Vanguard, Div 2, pushed real hard for the title at Div 2 last season. Now, here in Div 4, Scar probably doesn't agree with him so much. Got a debutant here in Speed. First time I've seen him race. See how he goes. If he, just getting onto the track, get used to the idea of the wets. Got Vards in the pits. He is our host tonight. He'll be running the show. We're still running practice at the moment. Jelly Mechanic, just coming back out onto his wets to give time of this track. Of course, it is a weather track, and looks like the heavens has absolutely opened up for these guys. So, shall be interesting if qualifying is like this. But, still got another 8 or so minutes before qualifying starts. So, sit back, relax, enjoy the carnage as we watch everyone get out onto the track. Get used to getting around the places. See Jelly Mechanic going the alternative direction around the track. Speed, clip the white lines there coming out of the pits. 3-second penalty. Wolfie, sure, I can't see what he's on. The full wets or intermediates. I'd like to thank again Half Bite for the. I'd like to thank Half Bite for the graphics here for this race. It's covering up all the information, so if anyone decided to jump onto my stream and see what is everyone's on, they'll sadly miss out because the graphics of our sponsors is all over the bottom of the screen and other links that you can watch. This season is proudly sponsored by Gamesmen. They're quite willing to hand me a free Roberson Megatron. I'm more than happy to take it off their hands. Scotch Dash, who should be a good contender for this season. See, wasn't rather rapid in last season's Red Bull experimental. Oh, wasn't it? It's a Red Bull Junior. He was quite rapid in that vehicle. We'll sit here with Dash for a little while, watch what's happening. Hope the sound isn't too bad. Somebody is watching here and will let me know in the chat that I'm doing a pretty average job. We'll see how we go. Every now and then you might see me jump off, well not see me jump off, I'll jump off because interrupted by cat or something. I'm operating out of my computer and Anders doing some donuts up there in the background. One can only imagine what the chat room's like in this kind of weather coming down. Nobody has probably given a good practice of what this car's like in the weather. The RMG does have a lot of torque, low end torque, so a bit rough with the accelerator, possibly even if we start on traction control maximum, I would dare say this car out onto the loose stuff, it will fling you off to oblivion. I'll just change all the settings here in the PlayStation if it lets me. Mute everyone. Get a vision up on the screen of other channels of my friends talking rubbish. To do it. Turn off notifications. Sorry about that. Yes, like I said, I'm average at best. Very average at best. Coming to the bus stop chicane here. This torrential rain, I doubt that, well, Dash has only just come out of the track, so this is beginning of his test lap. He was still 2 minutes 23. That's pretty good. The amount of water we got here covering the surface around the source. We're heading up the main straight there as he's indicating that he wants to turn right. Not a good idea to turn right into Radion. You need to turn left and then right. Maybe someone should tell me his indicators on. Yes, that's going to make the highlight short there. Push on, the race will be starting fairly soon. Well, race, we'll get into qualifying. And hopefully the weather will be cleared up by then. Only dribble on about this sort of pizzo for a while. Coming straight. Watching here, let's go through. Here. Just check, see if my controller's working. Distance from PlayStation's a bit sketchy, sometimes I'll disconnect. Jolly Mechanic seems to be setting the pace here. He's an unknown. Might be quite a rapid guy. This car's trying to argue with you. If he gets up down to a double gauche, gets heading down. Should be interesting if he goes through here. If he doesn't do this right, he'll be out into Narnia. So it'll be very easy to miss everything. Oh, it's flashing one, sorry. Got through there fairly cleanly. Let's see what time he'll put up here through this wet sector. So, since he's out left, so never mind. I'm sure everyone here will fast forward through this, and I'll timestamp stuff in the stream for everyone to watch. Latest day can go to some various highlights and so forth. Quite sure you're all aware I'm not racing this season. Leading into Christmas, work is very busy and I don't have time to put any practice in to compete with these guys. Otherwise I'd be probably out there racing around like a lunatic with the rest of them. Probably being, again, like my commentary, average at best. Drinking games, every time I say average at best, take a shot. And you would probably not be able to make it into it tomorrow. Okay, just watch here, half bite. Bruce Hull Racing driver, 3 seasons in a row. If you want to know anything about this championship things, and join us on our Discord via our links in below. So RaceOnOz.com, find a Discord link to get in there. And look, haven't been to our Facebook site or our Twitter site, formerly known as Twitter, X. More details. So again, going back here with Half-Bite, he's currently Bruce Hull Racer. Might be the only one in here, though then again, Anders is also Bruce Hull Racing by memory. We watch him take an unorthodox way through here, this little right and left hander. Going to bring up the names, I can remember it. Through the comms, very much an unorthodox method of getting through the comms. And through Stavros, guys will be throwing everything at your screen, essentially brushless, until I'm alt-tabbing to get to some of these names. Okay, qualifying is about to start. So bear with me while I go to my other screen and change to spectate. Be right back. Magic of television. What's just happened here? We'll see what's going on here. Sorry about all that. Get back to everything that's going on. Try and get Pathbite. He's leading the sessions here in qualifying. Getting to the home lap. Opening lap. His father, Wolfie, running privateer, I believe, this season this time round. Was a Gamesmen driver. Jelly mechanic. Not a good start for him, but he'll wash off that 3-second penalty. Dash Vanguard, Bruce Hale Racing representative. As is Anders, I believe. Or is he Pagnian? Another one of our sponsors. Once again, this is the Gamesmen's Season 11, RaceOnOz, Gran Turismo Group. Speed, I believe he is a Gamesman, Team Gamesmen Racing driver. Going around Brussels, very interesting hairpin to get around, but this car, when I've found driving it, wow, what has just happened? So, I'm just, this is all going a bit pear-shaped for everyone. Maybe somebody couldn't get into the room, like Arnold. Not really the greatest start for the season. You're watching all my other friends in other races. Curious of what just happened there. Bear with me. Can't go into Div 1. It's already got a commentator running that, and Kid Byers, you can find him on Twitch. Look up Kid Byers, very professional commentator. It's me to shame. Well, it's not too hard to do that. So, not sure what's happened here, but Vards has maybe have died in the whole scheme of things, or somebody couldn't get into the room, or he's booted me out, which is going to be interesting for the stream. I'm very sure that no one wants to watch this. Alright, he's got his room open. As it looks fairly clunky here. It's not wanting to make me join. As everyone's going to try and join into this room at once, it could be a bit slow. Meanwhile, you hear the frogs in the background having a yak. Okay. Try again. Alright, I'm in. Maybe everyone was trying to jump in at the same time. Let me get the vision back up again. Alrighty then, this should be a qualifying session happening now, otherwise it's not going to be a great start to the season for Div 4. But, now just sitting here watching Anders jump around. I'll see if my the keyboard can work here. I was waiting for a long USB cord to set us up. Well, I'm wanting to play ball anyway, so I won't play around with that tonight. Have a home in the bin somewhere later on. Those who are watching the stream, thank you for being here. Thanks for the patience while we had a few hiccups along the way. Give us a wave. I'm sure I will be happy. I know I'll be happy. Thank you for all the messages dropped out. Thanks for your time, thanks for your patience, now that we're underway. Right, we'll watch Anders, will be toss up between Anders and Dash, will be the fastest. So Dash is leading possessions into the race. Let's see what sort of time he'll time that he'll throw up for us. So coming down the hill to Brussels, be looking for his braking marker, which should be the blackboard, which will brake a little bit later, but weather, just looking at this, the weather looks like it's getting a bit sketchy already, so this will be an interesting one for everyone, whilst there's still people sitting in the pits at the moment. Dash now coming down into the double gouge. Hold it in tight there. Try not to get out onto the AstroTurf, as it will draw you out into Narnia and cost you a lot of time. And into Stavros. Quick left and right. There's this Stavros down the bottom of the hill here as everyone again starts throwing abuse at me at the into Campos and then Stavalo. Then flat out through here, not lifting, providing the weather cooperates with you. You can go through Blachemont flat out, and as you can see, using all track limits. He might have stuck on there. I don't think he's gone out, because you can get very twitchy, especially this car. High speed into the bus stop. Ooh, and stopped. So it looks like we're resetting the room again. Now, is it because they're abusing me and they want me to race? Alright, this is definitely for sure. The qualifying, as we're like 12 minutes in, 12 minutes late. So speed followed closely by Dashmate and guard. Probably not ideal situation where you want to be like right behind one another. You want to get a bit of a gap out. Everything. Just watching the whole group. Everyone's out there in session, trying to get out there as fast as possible. Get temperature into the tyres and get things rolling. Arnold, looks like everyone's made it here, so it's a good gathering here. 9 drivers. Easy Prey, hopefully he'll wash out his time penalty here, and he'll probably get a lot of time by himself. The place to serve is just after Stavalo, heading up to Blachemont. There is the penalty zone there. Weather, it's okay. It'll be an interesting start to the season here if these two out in qualifying going to fight each other. So Speed could be holding up Dash, while Anders, he watches his passenger and all this. Hopefully might not get tangled up there. Half-bite or S. Sander, Mr. Sander. Jelly Mechanic, Debutant here. Wolfie running, I believe, like I said, Privateer. Vaj, who's hosting this race, another Privateer, is actually reserve. We do need more reserve drivers because they do make the game. So if you're coming late into the season, don't be afraid to join in as a reserve. You'll be more than welcome. Easy Prey, as you've just seen, he's just served his penalty. Just going slow while Arnold is like hot on his heels. Alright, just watch Speed. So he's now got a good distance between himself up through Rouge and Radion. Out onto the Camel Straight. And heading down. I don't know what gear he's in, but it's very hard going up the hill with this car with a bop sitting on it to get it right up in there to 6th gear. You can do it right at the end there, but it's very awkward to get it right. So Speed sending it straight through. If we're watching, see what time he makes. Heading down to Brussels. Little black marker board there as your braking spot. Hard on the brakes. Lift just a little bit to get some bite into those front tyres. The car does like to hold until it doesn't. Then you know about it. So you can see what Dash was dealing with earlier on at the comms in the wet weather. Don't know what this car's like in the wet weather. One could only assume it would be a bit of a handful. You see there Dash has gone out wide. This makes his lap pretty much validated. Anders, don't know how he was going there. Now I was watching. Half-bite is getting it. It's not ideal when you're qualifying to get into traffic, but there you go. Dash has just let Seth go past, making a lap out of that. So we'll see as we're just coming down the bottom of the hill. Now we're just the quick climb. Yeah, it's not climb. Mad race through La Chamont and up into the bus stop chicane. We'll see what's the first. What the first time will be. Speed will set the standard. As I think the weather's actually coming in a bit bleak right now. It's just the angle of this, but it's usually a bit, yeah, it's a bit hazy out there. This could be a bit iffy. I don't have a radar in front of me or knowing what's going on. So Speed set the standard there, 2:31. Anders is now in pole. Seth just behind him, so Anders is showing good form, even being away from the guys for a while. Jelly Mechanic at the unknown on debut has set to 29 to be in pole for this race so far. Anders in second. We've got Half-bite. Speed really, who's a minute 20 behind. He can probably get a lot more time out of it as he's set at the purple sector here, coming out the Camel Straight. Probably warmer tyres now. If the weather's going to come down a bit iffy, it might be harder to climb this ladder at this stage of the race. We'll see what comes about. And as we head down the hill, we'll see if he hits a purple sector here. Pushing it right to the limit there. See right out there, even looks like Half-bite almost went beyond the limit. But the limits on RaceOnOz is the rubble strip like that. So long as you're touching it, you're within limits. So there's still plenty of room there for Speed to open up. It looks like Anders is gaining on him, just a look of the eye. Coming up here, be 2 corners, and well, I believe it's just after this corner. We'll set time of what he's on. There you go, he's down by a second. So half bite, he set a personal best. Anders, see where he's going. I'm gonna just dribble on about him a bit. He was a good guy to race against when I was racing in Div 3 against him in our Porsche Cup. Still be acoustic racing. So see what sort of time he crosses the line at. Being a half a second behind Generally Mechanic, it's a lot to open up. Oh, he's a bit out of shape there through the bus stop chicane, and gets through and doesn't make a better time. Whereas half bite makes up time, but still only third. Dash has only set his best time just then at 2 minutes 30, but he's got close to a second to make up. Speed, who's second and a half behind Generally Mechanic. I'll just go down to Vards, who's just got a personal best. Just pushed himself to 6th position. Wolfie, just remind everyone that Wolfie, he's one of our drivers that drives on controller. Does have a wheel and pedals, but he is carrying an injury. He's hoping to get back to it rather soon. It's a long process. He's going. Just got there easy prey, I think it was. He just gained a position up in 7th place. Just looking at Arnold. Arnold's just crossed the line, moved himself up into 8th place. Very hard to chase everyone. Wolfie, personal best up through Kemmel Straight. Watching Jelly Mechanic to see if he can get into a purple zone. He's chasing down Anders, and he might draw up some toe here, and that's always handy, but probably would have been better heading up the Kemmel Straight. That's the best place where you can get a bit of a toe. Coming down through this technical section here, a bit of a toe can send you out to oblivion. The dirty air is not ideal. Downforce. These are Group 4 cars, so it's more mechanical grip in the ground as opposed to downforce. Dirty air this season should not be an issue, but if we look at the diff, oh, we've got a purple zone here for Jelly Mechanic. I missed exactly how much front he is to that, but he might be putting his foot down and making a claim for the title for this season. For a debutant, not a bad start. He is drawing in on Dash Vanguard, so he will probably add an extra half second onto, yep, and he has put a second and a half in front of the next best. That's a lot. Whereas you've got half bite in second, and I'm going to have to go and connect my PlayStation back to my controller. It's lost connection. Yay. Well, that was it. That's the end of my stream. My controller disconnected and I could not reconnect properly. Sorry about that. End of stream. I'll try and reconnect, but I won't be able to do spectator properly. We'll give it a go. Yep, a restart and controller's now working. As I missed the start of the race and it's so forth, but we've got Seth Sander way out in front, jumping it. Jelly Mechanic has dropped positions down the track. Hopefully my controller will not. Bard's muscled his way up to the front here. Halfbite leading the procession here as he might be on softs. He's going out a little bit wide, slightly dirty tyres. Might be able to hold it, and we've got 3 wide coming down into this corner here. It's going to be very interesting what's going to happen there. Somebody's been just pushed out wide. Speed, I think it was, but he's holding on to these other guys. It's side-by-side racing, which will cost time. And is just falling back a little bit there. I think must have got a bad start up through RaceOnOz Rouge. I'm sorry that you missed that because of controller difficulties. Hopefully I'll have a USB cord which I can have set up here, and I don't need to worry about this sort of thing from causing these technical issues. I do apologise. Arnold and Easy Prey. Arnold's showing some fight there. Right, coming up to the last corner here. First lap, we have Halfbite leading Jelly Mechanic straight behind him, right up his tail. So they get into La Source. Can be an overtaking position here. As we see there, it looks like Vaz is getting challenged by Dash. Dash is making his way up through the field. So we see the guys tussle out. We'll just stick here with speed because it looks like he's giving Dash a bit of a challenge. Up through on Rouge and Radion. And this will be an interesting situation because everyone will be going for the toe to try and... It looks like Half-Bite's giving himself a bit of a gap over Jelly Mechanic. There's no way he's going to do anything. But here you can see Dash Vanguard up on the inside. Flag. I don't know. They're going to have a bit of a glitch and saying there's somebody who's sitting behind there. I'm not sure what's going on there. But Dash is muscling his way up into third position to get around Vards. Right on the tailpipe of Jelly Mechanic, showing good pace. Now, this is a mandatory 2-tyre race, so depending on weather, guys could be on all different compounds here. As we could see that maybe Sanders on a soft. We can't tell because the graphics here is covering it. Anyone who's watching this race won't be able to relay messages or get their wife to watch it and relay messages to saying that he's on a soft compound. So the race may or may not. Well, Jelly Mechanic is out in the first. What's happened with Half-Bite? Half-Bite's lost position there. Going down fourth position, must be in a bit of an error there at the bottom of the hill. I missed that. If anyone who's watching is may have to let me know what happened there. But we've now got up the front Dash Vanguard challenging Jelly Mechanic. Dash dashes into the wall, lost it into the wall, throwing brake markers all over the place. So what happened there, I don't know. If I had my keyboard working, I'd be able to watch it properly. But again, I blame Amazon for not sending it to me on time, as this is getting interesting. Speed has moved his way up into third position with the mishaps that people will happen, and heading up to Radion and Rouge. The actual podium sits as Debutant, Reserve, another Debutant followed by Half-Bite, Anders racing with him as well, sort of in striking distance. There's a bit of a gap down to Wolfie, who's made his way in front of Dash. Dash now back down into 7th, Easy Prey to 8th, and Arnold, nice yellow, I'm going to say canary yellow, let's call it Australian gold coloured Mercedes. So race leader now, going through Brussels, is Jelly Mechanic. He's building a bit of a buffer there in front of Vards, but as you can see earlier on, just one mistake here and people can end up in all sorts of places. Looks like Anders, there's been a bit of a position swapping here. Wolfie out onto the AstroTurf there, and Dash has got the inside line down here with the double crash. Easy Prey getting in amongst it. Wolfie, unfortunately, he's going to go wide. It's very hard to go outside on that track there. And now Easy Prey giving Dash Vanguard some attention. These back four guys are still racing really hard and not giving in. So Dash is just starting to pull away, but Easy Prey's not giving up on this. We'll head back up to the front guys here. Half-Bite is closing in on speed. Gaining on speed. And out on Bleshemont, and maybe is that what happened to Dash Vanguard when he came out there, just getting out on the AstroTurf, and the car wants to kick you, and speed going way out, just going way out of whack, and Half-Bite should be able to make the overtake there. Maybe not enough. Well, he's going to go for a dive up on the inside here at the source. Gets it actually done fairly well. Doesn't push him out like Verstappen and Lando Norris sort of style. Speed's not giving in, going up through here through on Rouge and Radion, right on his tail. Don't know if he really wants to push too hard out there. He just should just sit on his tail and make it go. Now Anders is in on the fight. This is getting much more interesting here. Fight for third position. Just watch as we get down to the end here. Anders now up on the side speed and is actually helping out his teammate Halfbite push back the Gamesmen team driver. Now, will there be team orders here from Halfbite and Anders? What's going to happen in regards to position swapping? That was a good manoeuvre there by Anders. Watch Vards, who's just drawing away while those guys are having a tussle. And Jelly Mechanic, he's even got a gap in him. So when people start going in the pits, it might give us an indication of what's happening here and the actual outcome of the race. Jelly Mechanic 2:31.7 as we are watching the fastest guy on the track. We've got a lead of 3 seconds. Right, it's lap 4. Just going to go watch Seth. He's probably not going to, or Halfbite I should say. He's fighting to keep these guys back. And going a bit wide there was Anders, and Speed has made position back there on coming up into Blushmont. Not a good place to overtake around here, but these guys are duking it out pretty hard. Speed out off the track there a little bit. He's now all over the case as Halfbite blocks him there going into the bus stop. Speed's going to try and get up on the inside of him. Not quite close enough to the A-pillar to be able to force Halfbite out and he had to back out. Speed might have the opportunity to dive up on the inside of Halfbite. He's got it, but Halfbite blocks him very well. Going to be very wide AMG to get around. Looks like Speed has bumped the right hand indicator. It's not a good spot to be turning right. Up through Rouge. Speed with Anders, Toast, racing tie. Again, we're watching the top of the Camel Straight. This is a very optimal place to be able to overtake. Now, right on the tail of Halfbite. Halfbite goes over the block. Speed might be able to get on the inside of him. No, they've switched back. Hasn't made the switch back there. Halfbite forces him out a little bit wide. He's out of the gravel and lost his position. He's probably just got a little bit off the track a bit, out onto the soil, and the car out onto that slick tyres, out onto the gravel, and you just turned perpendicular. And now just relegated to 7th position, unfortunately. That was a mishap. Again, if I had my keyboard here, I'd watch that on a replay. Let's just say I'm not impressed with Amazon promising me Friday to get this cord to me. And then we've got Anders making his way around Halfbite maybe. He does around the outside, a very brave manoeuvre, but he is an experienced campaigner here at RaceOnOz, and he gets the job done. So now watching up to Vards. Excuse me while I cough. Talking flat out all the time is a bit of a challenge. Jelly Mechanic pulling further and further away from the rest of the group. Leading the race, coming at the end of lap 5. He crosses the line and does a personal best. We've got here the fastest man on the track would be Dash Vanguard for 2 minutes 30, which is 2 seconds faster than Bards and a second faster than Jelly Mechanic. So Dash Vanguard has really laid the challenge down to everyone else for fastest lap, and he's probably on man on a mission, seeing traffic in front of him. Racing with half-bite, should have watched him as he crossed the finish line. Every time he crosses the finish line, if he was ready for a chat, he will flash headlights at me and I'll have a chat to him. I'll drag him into Discord. Hopefully, no more technical difficulties. We'll be able to have a chat and see how he's going. But maybe now's not the right time, as half-bite is in a bit of a battle. The race is not yet to really settle down. There's been some thrills and spills. Easy prey. He's out there in a comfortable position there. Got Arnold up into 7th. Wolfie is 8th. Speed with that mishap is now down into he's down in the 9th place. We can see that Fezza, who was a race driver, one of us, he's part of this crew, just left the channel. Unfortunately, he is an American counterpart of ours. Does race with us Australians and New Zealanders. Or Fezza's probably got the times wrong, where he had to go vote one or the other. Unfortunately for Fezza's, missed this race. Meanwhile, through to the Chabot, Jelly Mechanic comfortably out in front, but looks like Fards, who was 4 seconds behind him, is starting to inch back into him now. Jelly Mechanic might be on softs, and my testings came up that this car, in this race, the tyres absolutely are cooked through its softs into 5th. So just watching what's coming around here. Fards through, no one's going into pits yet. Just watching a half-bite, see he crosses the start-finish line. He's not giving any indication, he's not flashing his lights, so he doesn't want to have a chat. He's too busy got Dash Vanguard on his tail. Dash Vanguard with a tighter line around there. He's probably got himself in a good position to... Don't forget, this guy is the fastest driver on the track. Half-bite, who does race in VR, as does Dash, tongue twister there. They both race VR. There is a few of us out there that do race VR. If you do have a chance to give it a go, I do recommend it. You probably wish you never did, because you would probably never go back to just using big screen TV. Dash is not really laying a challenge there for half-bite. Just see if there's any action further down the field. We'll watch to see if Speeds... So he's actually fighting off Wolfie. Or is that what he got around? May have got around Wolfie. He was at night and managed to get around Wolfie. Get Wolfie... it's not giving in. Wolfie having a look up around on the inside of him. Indicator on. Wolfie's laying the challenge down. Speed holding him back. We've got some tussles here for fighting for last spot. Through Brussels, we have a tussle. Jelly Mechanic put his fastest sector in, and he's pulled away from Vards here. He's now 4.5 seconds. It's the time of the race where I believe people will start thinking about pits if they started on mediums, but they'll have to finish with hards. I dare say the standard for this race would be hards and mediums, but the weather can always throw up a loose end. he's not going into the pits. We'll see if Vards goes in the pits with Anders hot on his heels. Anders chooses not to go in the pits. Half bite, he chooses not to go into the pits. See if Dash Vanguard decides to go into the pits. Dash chooses not to go into the pits. We've got Easy Prey not going into the pits. Arnold, see where he comes through. Bit of a lonely race out there. It's like Arnold's our first guy to go into the pits, so he might have started on medium tyres and he's going into the pits. Let's watch speed, doesn't go into the pits, and I'm just walking. So we'll just sit here with Arnold as he drives into the pits. Obviously we're halfway through the race. He will look like he'll just top it up, change. He was racing on softs, so he can put on medium tyres and hammer it home from there. But softs after 8 laps, really looked after those tyres. Surprised they didn't pop on him. See if we can have a chance to see what tyres he puts on. Pardon me. So he's put fresh tyres on, probably filling it right to the rim. Finish off the 17 laps. 8 and 8 and 16. So he's probably putting mediums in, filling it right up, and then fuel save to the rest for a single stopper. Doesn't tell me what Arnold's on. It's just flick to Jelly Mechanic as he comes down the hill. And we're really, what's the interest to me is to see when everyone else is going to pit. Because we are really, as Arnold's pointed out, we're really into the pit window now. Everyone's planning to do a single stopper. It's still a second, but Anders, I reckon Anders closing in on him, and Anders is building a healthy lead ahead of Half-Bite, he's got a big gap to Dash. I wouldn't be surprised if Dash has burnt his tyres out and he's now just limping along. So we'll see if anyone else jumps into the pits. Looks like I think I got somebody jumping into the pits there. No, Vards. Half-Bite, and it's really not track not really wanting to show me. Yeah, I might try and drag Half-Bite into the chat, see if we can have a bit of a conversation. Technical difficulties has made Half-Bite leave the room. Couldn't drag him into the room with me. I'll try this. All the sort of difficulties, and solo commentating by myself, it's not the greatest. Sorry about that. Half-Bite. We'll just go back up to the race and see what's going on. Front. Hello to those 2 people watching here in the chat room. Say hi, so I know who I've got here with us. Jelly Mechanic, who's in a commanding lead. What's just happened here? I just watched something just happen. It looks like Vards has made a mistake again. If I had this keyboard working, I would go back to a quick replay on this. So Vards, just a little mistake going down the double gauge, and Anders has capitalised on that. And it just goes to show one simple mistake, even down in this divisions. Comes down to who does the least amount of mistakes, not necessarily who's the fastest. through. Everything's just starting to settle down now. We'll just go to see if anyone's jumping into the pits. Looks like Anders has jumped into the pits. Let's see what sort of tyres he was carrying on the way through. I'm guessing he was on hards. He was on hards, so he'll change into mediums at least. If he goes to softs, he's a broke man. The tyres don't hold out for more than 5. Yeah, watching to see if anyone else is jumping into the pits. Looks like no one else is jumping into the pits, so safe to say that everyone was running on hards. Let's see what happens here. Speed potentially could go into the pits now. You see Anders. He's got fumes left anyway, so he wouldn't have been able to go another lap. He's probably absolutely burning the engine out of that car. Wolfie doing the odd sort of maneuver around the place. Not the ideal way of taking the bus stop, but he gets through there in the end. Drag my half-bike into the scoreboard, so I can't. Heading through Wolfie. Very unprofessional. Now let's just go back to the front of the field. See what's going on. Stavlo, Jelly Mechanic, leading 10 seconds. He's just pulling away. Vard's in second, but that could change. He hasn't pitted yet. They do have to change tyres to compulsory different compound. So even though he's in second place here, he won't be able to hold it when he goes into the pits. And just watch here. This should be the time that Jelly Mechanic and Vards goes into pits. Their hards be struggling to hold on at this stage. Weather's looking fine, doesn't look like it's going to rain, so it will be a dry race the whole time. Shelly Mechanic pushing in for another lap. Bars through La Chavante, see how he gets through down to the bus stop. So he's going to choose, well, he chooses an odd way to get through the bus stop. And yeah, I'm not sure if that's the way you want to get through the bus stop. Well, we've got the half-bite's gone into the pits, Dash Vanguard's gone into the pits. So, half-bite with hards, Dash Vanguard, what's he got? He's on hards, they're both in the same sort of situation here, but we've got Dash who's 24 seconds behind Jelly Mechanic. Don't forget Jelly Mechanic hasn't pitted yet. Easy Prey's pitted with mediums. So Dash and Easy Prey, they have to swap to either softs or hards, whereas Half-Bite's got the option to go onto softs or medium, so he's got the stronger tyres, Half-Bite. Speed, decides not to pit. Wolfie, just see where he heads up with the pitting sides of things. So you go into the pits, looks like he dives in the pits, we'll see what Wolfie puts in. Half-Bite and Easy Prey, let's see what sort of fuel they put into the tank. Hassle that we have with okay, hards on Wolfie. Hassle with this particular track, you wouldn't want to do a two-stopper because the 24-hour layout has a pit lane which feels like an eternity. So looks like we're going through. My controller's going to start playing up again. Arnold, who's already pitted. Let's see where he comes out ahead of these other guys. There's see a few guys are just jumping out. Anders, looks of it, had softs. So this is all coming out to be a real interesting close to the race. Past halfway, Arnold probably still in 7th. Dash is hot on the tail of Easy Prey. Half-Bite, he's got Anders in front of him, and Anders, don't forget, had medium tyres, so Half-Bite might be able to drag Anders back in. Or they both on the same tyre. Yeah, Anders was on mediums and Half-Bite was on hard, so Anders is unfortunately is over on softs now, and might find them failing towards the end, or he's on hards, and will constantly surrender time to half-bite as the time goes on. Now Speed I don't believe has had pit yet. He might, or he has to be on hards, or he's on his rims, one of the two. He can't be a third. Look, Vards is pitted. Mediums, only 2% tank left, and we've got a third of the race to go. So Speed, I dare say, will have to pit. Jelly Mechanic hasn't pitted either, so whatever he's up to, it's going to boil down to the wire, because really what it has is where will Anders come about. So he comes down Bleschamont. Vards has not even put fuel in yet, so he's probably still doing the procession around. He's actually parked in the pits now, and he's not filling up yet. Speed's gone into the pits, so Speed's been fuel saving a fair bit because he hasn't gone down. Now Vards is now starting to put fuel in. Where will Anders come out from this? Now Vards has left it as Anders has gone through the source. So Vards should be able to get in front of Anders, but Anders has got warm tyres. Anders, according to this, has jumped Vards, but Vards has to get up through the pit lane there. So Vards is out in front. This is going to be close. Anders, pit penalty by hitting the white line. He's got to be absolutely cross with himself, because Anders will see that like a beacon right above him and will know straight away, don't have to even worry about passing him. But Vards realise the situation and just lets him sail on through. What it does mean, it gives the chance for half-bite to maybe make a challenge to Vards. So 3 seconds down the bottom of the hill there. Maybe even still, half-bite might be able to see, might be able to get a glimpse of the 3-second penalty. It's a bit of a distance away now, a bit of an arse to see that far. Way out in front, by a minute and a bit, we've got Jelly Mechanic finally going into the pits. He was racing on mediums, but had to have been fuel saving to a degree to be holding down to 2%, whereas some others were down to 2% a lap ago. So he's making it around the corner. Anders, who's well away, it's going to be easy a minute and so away. We'll see where half-bite will end up with Anders. Sorry, Vards. Vards is trying to make as much time as possible to make it harder for half-bite to get behind him, or to get in front of him. So Vards, yeah, half-bite just makes it through. That 3-second penalty was an absolute killer. Very easy to do on the 24-hour layout. As you're going up the hill, you can jump those white lines, and Uncle Viper and his stewards don't like that, and they'll slap you with a 3-second penalty straight away. Right, Jelly Mechanic coming out of the pits. Anders, where is he? He's coming up to the source, so yeah, Jelly Mechanic should be able to up to speed onto the Camel Straight well and truly before Anders even gets around the corner there. So Jelly Mechanic well and truly out in front. He's got a 40-second lead by the looks of things after his pit stop, and yeah, it's going down, but Anders is not going to be able to make much of a impact on that, barring that Jelly Mechanic doesn't have a mishap. Half-bite 2 seconds behind Anders, with Vards 2 seconds behind him. Dash Vanguard, he's 4.5 seconds behind Vards. And if I had my notebook here, I would have been able to chance to write down the tyres they're on. Guess what sort of layout into the field it it is. Luckily for people like God, mental blank, Kid Byers sometimes has a co-pilot here, commentating with him, and be writing down notes. But doing this all solo and struggling at best. Half bite way out on there. It's not going to be good for him. Dirty tyres. Vards might be able to lay a challenge of him going back up to push him up into the yeah, too wide. He's going to be losing a lot of times, and Vards is all over him. It's going to be a very hard tussle here. This is a fight for position on the podium. And half bite fending him off, but now Vards just gets around on the outside there and makes no mistake about it. Unfortunately, the situation was dirty tyres. Those tyres will not grip down in those particular parts of the track. Now half bite's going to lay the challenge back down again, try not to get himself too much going out wide a little bit there. Will he make a dive up on the bus stop chicane? It's going to be a hard one. Thought about it, tucked himself back in. We'll just sit with these guys a little bit. So I think Anders has got a good lead on them, and 18 seconds to Jelly Mechanic, who's cruising this one home. So unfortunately, sorry guys who are further down the field, rush and watch those again. Races here with Half Bite and Vards. So Vards seems to be pulling away a little bit. So Half Bite, a little bit of an off there at Radeon. Dash, who still holds the fastest lap, has actually chucked it down according to this 2 laps ago. He's on a mission. It's just I think he's given a few too many errors in this race to make an impact into it. But it does go to show what happens, that what mistakes can do even at this level. Right here, Arnold in 6th position. Already had his final pit for the day. One moment, and a cough again. Hopefully my voice is back with that. I was having a coughing spit. 6th position, Arnold is quite comfortably in 6th position over Speed, who had that unfortunate off earlier on in the race. Might have been back for a bit of airborne there. That's possibly a bit of a heart and mouth sort of situation there. No control of the car when your all 4 wheels are up in the air there. Speed showing some entertainment for all of us. Wolfie 31 seconds behind Speed, and he's fending off Easy Prey in 9th position. So good to see Easy Prey back again, and Wolfie continuing on. Great drivers and great mates. Good guys to talk to. Jelly Mechanic has posted the fastest lap. He wants maximum points for this race. He qualified first. He's going to win this race and then get 2 bonus points for the fastest and pole position. He's putting his hand up to be the contender for this season. Still early days yet. We've got 7 races for this race, 7 races for this season I should say. Anything can happen. We've got an Enduro. Jelly Mechanic, his tyres, well, that was a bit lively going through there. Did he put some softs on, and he's now regretting that he has? Maybe the tyres are now just telling him to get stuffed, because if he has put softs on, the car will get twitchy. He might have to change brake bias towards the back, try and get some more grip in the front. Well, the way was there, I think he wouldn't want to do that. Maybe try and get an understeer straight to the front. Might need to happen. In saying that, he's gaining seconds over Anders. So Anders might have had a few iffies there, and Vards is now closing in on Anders. So 2 laps to go, including the one that these guys are in. Anything can happen. It's going to be a real tussle here. What's going to happen in the podium positions here? Now, both Vards and Anders have raced each other for a good amount of time. They do know each other's strengths and weaknesses to a degree. They'll be duking it out. With that, though Vards is a reserve driver, he might still have time to race the rest of the season, depending on real life commitments. But here, Anders really is struggling here. Vards has conceived the target, just like the crosshairs there on his AMG. It's there on the bonnet. It's firmly fixed there on the tailpipe of Anders. Is that a little shunt from Anders? Anders got reset from Doom, and that's what on earth just happened there. That's glad we got that on replay. Was that a bump from Vars? And I'm not sure, but the reset gods does not play nice. That was terrible, and that's really cost Vards and Anders something, because half by after this, again, if I did a instant replay on that, that was, yeah, don't know. If I could do an instant replay with the keyboard setups with Gran Turismo, being able to watch all that, but that's from out of nowhere, half by, the reset has possibly reset both those drivers. And maybe I'll just say maybe Vards accidentally knocked Anders ahead, and Anders got reset and Vards readdressed the situation, because that's what we do at RaceOnOz. We own the problem. We know if we're in the wrong. If anyone really doesn't like what's going on, I'd like to say hi to Blunty, watching, just join the race and left the race. And what happens is, if you don't readdress your mistake by letting the guy that you've just punted to oblivion past, you can cop some penalties for your next race, possibly back a grid position, or even just some time cut off your race. Or maybe that's what happened. Vards punted him to the reset. They could be in having a chat, and suddenly, yeah, Vards is going, yeah, sorry, my fault, no boss. But the beneficiary of all this is Halfbite, because he's up in the second, 3 seconds away, and Jelly Mechanic he's now into the final lap, good distance away, and the other guys have got one more lap to go to try and pinch fastest lap away from him. So we'll see what happens there and what comes out of that. So pushing it hard through on Rouge and Radion for the last time. We have Jelly Mechanic leading this race. Halfbite in second. Anders in third, fending off Vards again. Vards is not giving in. Vards in fourth. Dash Vanguard, he's actually creeping up on. Dash has got rapid pace, just maybe not the consistency in this car like he had in the Red Bull Junior. Arnold up in the sixth, a respectable sixth position. Speed, Debutant here, he's down in seventh, nothing to be all that upset about. Showing some good pace for this group. Easy Prey, Gamesmen Racing, down in 8th position. Wolfie in 9th, and we'll just head back as we're going through a double gauge. The last time, Jelly Mechanic really hasn't done much wrong, apart from early in the race he did come unstuck a little bit. Maybe he had the wrong tyres, but he is now in a commanding position to be able to run this race, win it, and get a good just double check, make sure my controller's still together. Jelly Mechanic, this good way to start the season off is with a win. He's heading through Le Chamont for the last time. Hasn't really done much wrong, like I said before. Doesn't need to do much wrong now. Almost reverse it over the line. Heading into the bus stop chicane. See, as we wait for the checkered flag to happen, Jelly Mechanic crosses the line in first position. Got nearly 30 seconds back. We've got half bite. So he's now going through Le Chamont. He's got a bit of a gap there over Anders. Anders, just you can see on the horizon, a flick of him in the background. And Vards, where's Vards gone? Vards has dropped back. We've got something's happened again to Vards. Half bite crosses the line in second place. Anders in third. And Dash Vanguard makes it up to fourth. So unfortunately something must have happened with Vards, who comes through, it says here third, so something weird's happening on here. What happened there? Okay. Gonna have to have a look at what's going on here. There's a bit of a glitchiness there. Arnold in 6th as he travels down to the bus stop chicane. Mounts the sausage curve there. Got his speed going at fairly wide where he's going to do the devil's reset. His tyres are probably absolutely shot, but he crosses through in 7th. And he does a Blunty celebratory crossing of the line. I think what's happening is our replay here is putting everyone back into their positions as when they were qualifying. So Easy Prey, it's just holding off Wolfie. It's going to be a close one for 8th and 9th. Still points up for grab, and Wolfie not unrespectable, but that's a good challenge from him. We'll stick with Easy Prey. So Easy Prey crosses the line in 8th. Finishes out in the grass, and we finish up with Wolfie in 9th. So there you have it, that's our race for this evening. Winner being Jelly Mechanic. We also got pole position. So I'm going to have to save the results for people. And thank you all who did watch over that period of time. The only person viewing at the moment is me. So thanks for watching the race, or spending your time to watch a little bit of the race. And I'll catch you guys next time.